Hey everybody, welcome back to Ready Steady Play. It's the fall episode 3.
Yes, and we are kicking butt, taking names, and generally reeling in terror at the monstrosities that have dropped down on us. Or in my case, come up from the mists. Because I fell a long way.
I think we're doing okay.
I mean, we're still on the first turn, so...
Yeah, we haven't actually reset the event deck yet, which is crazy. A Colossus card hasn't come out yet, which is against the odds. I've got one move to make, so I'm going to put this golem in here. Because we worked out some stuff. If you were with us last episode, you'll know what I'm talking about. And if you weren't, don't worry, because we're about to murder some people. It is, in fact, that was the resolution of the night phase, wasn't it?
That was the resolution of the day phase, dude.
What? Night phase?
It's now night time. Good night.
I bet this is a Colossus card. No, it's the rivers.
Ah, it's going to be the last one.
Alright, so we resolve this card.
Yes, and then we shuffle this back in the deck.
Yeah. So first off, let's resolve the river card. What? Okay. It's the first rivers card, so we find the river internal thing, so these guys are moving in. Uh-oh. And then we activate any islands with rivers adjacent to the Colossus, but we won't because there aren't any. I can't believe we got through a whole sort of
Don't jinx it.
Set without him moving.
Don't jinx it. You saw what happened when I pissed off the deck. It happens frequently. And it's merciless. So, because it's now a new day, do we recharge?
Yes.
And now 10 minutes of Ollie shuffling decks of cards.
We might have been recharging our relics too often.
So now it's our turn before we do the deck again.
Yep, so you do get to recharge your relic, but remember, Ollie, you won't be getting to recharge that until the deck resets or the storm card comes out.
Well, technically the deck hasn't reset yet, so I don't get it on this turn, do I?
Yeah, no, because we reset the deck, you get it now.
Ah.
Okay. And you won't get it again until the storm card comes out of that deck, or we do that shuffle again.
Right.
So now I'm thinking this ability is a lot rarer, and I need to be more careful with it.
Yes. Okay, so I'm thinking of harvesting here.
Mm-hmm. We have too many people on the interior areas.
Yeah, so I can harvest there if I move, and then I'll kill some of them off.
Sounds good.
Because I'm going to have to double up on one of the other colours to carry it through. So...
No, I thought you were going to... you investigated the Colossus already.
Yeah, so I've got my one.
Yeah, that's your one there.
Not too fussed after that. You can do the rest.
Come on.
Well, I don't have any blue, so I'm going to have...
you don't need blue.
For them.
Oh, yeah.
Because if I move and then harvest, I can't attack both sides.
No, what I mean is you're right by the Colossus. If you harvest now, you're in quite a good stead to investigate again.
Provided it's a 2.
Yeah, but you could use 2 for 1 to make up the third if you needed to.
True. All right, I'll harvest here.
And then, because we need to get all 3 of those out, and then we win.
Okay, so I don't actually need to do the additional one, do I? So the question is it better for me to not use that now and drop a fort out later?
I don't think... Are you going to anywhere with a fort this turn?
No.
No, so...
Okay, so I'll get 2, 1, and 1. Alright, so I'll investigate the Colossus.
Well, actually, because you collected and you investigate the Colossus, and then you've got 1 action left, right? Yeah. So your final action could be to move in here and drop a fort.
Okay. This is why I'm asking you, Mike. I need advice. Right, investigation. The highest one is 3, isn't it?
Yeah.
1! Do.
Brilliant.
I could investigate again and risk it. I'm not going to, because that's...
Well, I don't know, actually. You could do a 1 or a 2.
Actually, I could do more, because I've got them as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, yeah. Well, you could do a 1 or a 2. I mean, you could technically do a 3.
Because I could use that as a...
Yeah, because you can use 2 of those as proxies, but it'd bankrupt us. Just do it. It's the victory condition.
Do. 2.
Great. So you just spend those browns.
Why is it I'm the one spending them now when we went, let you do it? I feel like, okay, so that was that, and then my special action...
Might as well just take a pink chrome, right? Yeah. Alright, cool. And then it's me.
Yeah.
Nice. Do I try and kill these guys?
I mean, do we just need to collect all of them and win?
Yes.
I'm less fussed about that area now that I know that. Seriously, we've only got to get one more of them.
Yes.
This feels like we're doing really well for...
I don't know how many times we actually used the relics more than we should have.
I definitely used it twice.
But we also got absurdly lucky with the fact that we pulled like 10 cards or something without moving the Colossus. Because there's something like 15 cards in that deck and 3 Colossus cards.
Mm.
So the fact that we didn't get one is pretty...
I'm fairly sure that we
peachy.
used relics 3 times. And we should have only used them twice. I think that's the only difference.
Yeah, so it's not actually that many more.
Yeah.
So what I'll do is I'll start... Because I need to move first. That's the thing. I need my first sort of action to be a move.
Well, the Colossus not moving now is incredibly unlikely, so the combination of clear and red is unlikely to still be what we need.
Yeah, no, I'm just thinking actually about clearing this area and clearing this area.
Yeah. I'd say go for the blue. The red is less of an issue, because I can skirt around there like that.
Okay, so I'll go 1, 2, 3. And then I've got one action left. I'll attack the blue area, so give me a card.
Dun, da, dun, da, da. 5. Overkill.
So murder them both and get overkill.
And get your Quome back.
What's overkill on blue?
Get a Quome colour of your choice back.
Okay, well, I will take... What colour should I take?
I mean, you've got quite a few greens, so I'd go with probably take the blue.
Yeah, I'll take the blue back, just in case. And then I was going to trigger this to kill that guy, but now I'm not sure if it's worth it.
It's not.
In which case I've done 3 actions, and my special action, I'm blue. No, I'm green.
You're green. You can't do anything. But you can drop a blue fort.
I could drop a blue fort. I'll
Yes.
do that. That's a great idea.
I mean, if you do that there, that you're the only one who can drop that one now, and it has to be blue.
That's fine.
Because I've only been allowed to put one down. Cool. Alright.
You can start dropping your yellow ones around the outside. Cool, night phase. Forests
of the night.
Okay, so that's the first forest card. So first, people move in here.
Yep.
Run! From adjacent regions, that's just one guy.
And then we've got forest from here and forest from there. So there are no guys left in there.
Yeah, so it's troops that come out, and then
Yeah.
this one's got... But at least they're not triggering it, and then 2 more out here as well. It has been like a relentless assault from here, because the Colossus hasn't moved.
That guy was new? The red? Or do we have...
Yeah, that was region. No, that
Okay.
was empty, yeah.
Okay. I didn't see you put him down. Honestly, I can't remember anything anymore. I think my brain got ejected. Alright, my turn. Should I harvest? Or should I just try to kill something? I feel like I'm worried this island is getting a bit empty. But I also don't have the right
But if you
quote.
do 2 harvests and then investigate the Colossus, we could just win.
Yeah. We could. I'm going to investigate the Colossus.
No, wait, do 2 harvests.
Oh yeah, I'm doing 2 harvests. So...
I feel like if we win this right now, it's so anticlimactic.
I am prepared to take that win. And I have not done my additional action. Is it worth me getting another red?
You might as well, right? Because you're not going to
Yeah.
do anything else, are you?
No.
No, actually, so you could activate the refinery to kill the golem.
Oh god, yeah.
Do that.
I thought it was just a basic guy. It's awesome. Alright.
We've seen no parasites this whole game either.
Mm-hmm.
You definitely put the Colossus cards in there, right?
Yes. Yes, I did.
Good.
And for the win!
I mean, there's no way that you fail this. It's a 3.
So 3. Maybe 3 of them. 3 of them. Are you sure we can use that for them?
Whenever you spend any amount of Quome, you may trade from your personal reserve 2 crystals of the same type or a parasite
Oh,
for
so
one
it's
Quome of
not
any other
actually
type.
spending it, it's trading to there and drawing that out.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
Cool. We're actually doing it right.
Yeah,
It's just we've not been putting it in there and drawing the
Yeah,
one
but I
out.
don't feel like that's necessary. We're so incredulous that we've won. To be fair, we did cheat with the relics.
Yeah, but I'm a little bit... I think we've kind of made up for that fact. I'd even put one of these back and be like, let's just have one more round. But, damn. I feel like I was expecting it to be more of an uphill struggle.
Yeah, that was on medium. Normal difficulty. Where are those Colossus cards, Ollie?
Well, there's one at the bottom.
No, but you did just shuffle this. This is
The
one,
next
next
one.
card as well.
There's the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, so one there, and the very next card that was going to come out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, damn.
Yeah, I expected that to be a bit more difficult. Especially,
GG.
but here's the thing as well. Like, we were playing the relics wrong all throughout our practice game, and
It was much harder.
it was much harder than this. Yeah. So I think it just goes to show that the monsters that come out and the basically the Colossus cards. That's the thing. The Colossus cards nuke the city.
Well, he didn't do anything either.
Well, he doesn't. He only activates when the Colossus does.
Yeah.
Because when the Colossus activates, he drops parasites. He does damage. He also does damage for all the monsters on the islands, and then he moves. I can't believe we didn't even do it.
I feel like, yeah, we had 100% health. It's just because he didn't activate. Because in the practice game we played, we lost like 20 health the first time he moved.
Yeah. We got reasonably lucky. If you look here, all of the ones that were still in the... Well, we got reasonably lucky.
We've got two of the threes.
Yeah, actually, we weren't particularly unlucky with that. I think it's just because he never moved. Because when he moves, what happens is you start needing different quomes.
Yeah.
And you have to move across the board. And what happens as well is, because monsters tend to spawn more quickly around him, if he moves, then you've sort of got an area that's still kind of full of monsters and another area that's still spawning them.
We've literally just been able to clear that down every time.
Yeah, because he hasn't moved. And you can
Did
see
we lose
that...
a building? We lost one building as well. Jesus.
I mean, that's basically just because the Colossus didn't do anything.
Wow. So yeah, champions of...
Mystia and Kai on the Fall. Do we want to... How long is this episode?
15 minutes.
Do we want to just kind of give a brief final thoughts now then?
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah, because I mean...
legitimately surprised.
Yeah, I feel like this is much rougher than Kion.
Yeah.
It didn't feel... It's felt... Given the two plays we've had of it, they felt quite distinctly different, and they were both on the same difficulty.
We got insanely lucky in the first round that none of the Colossus cards came out, and I mean, really, we just ended up we ended up with a lot of doubles of cards where, because the Colossus hadn't moved, nothing really happened, or nothing of importance happened.
Yeah, and I think that's the sort of the key factor, really, is that because the Colossus not moving led to a large swing in our favour for two reasons. The first being that we only needed a consistent type of quome, one of which was your colour, to investigate him, which meant that you were able to super efficiently investigate.
I was
like,
surprised.
one of the win conditions is that I have to have at least one of these, and I had just one, but that's because Ollie could get 2 for 1 on pink quome, which allowed him to investigate much more efficiently, and he could make up the other numbers with whatever he was getting out of here. So one harvest gave you much more efficient investigative powers. But the other reason that the Colossus not moving helps us is because when he moves around to the next node, or that he moves around the board edge like this, and if he winds up over here, he's going to start triggering islands with different land types. So, if these islands have already triggered off, and the cards have already come out, and he hasn't moved, then we're going to get less triggering on these islands.
Yeah. Whereas
if he moves around here, he might be triggering islands with cards that have not yet come out. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, and that's the thing. Like, we got... I'm just looking back on it, I'm surprised how lucky we were with the order the cards came out.
Yeah, I was super lucky.
Because when we had two monsters come out, especially considering Cannabarok, this guy, he wouldn't let us investigate the Colossus until he died, and I was able to one-shot him. Because I just had enough quome on me to go, right.
No, you're thinking of one of the ones from the practice game.
Oh.
You're thinking of Karabalas.
His thing was the removing the people.
Or was Karabalas in this game?
No.
No, that was practice
game.
Yeah.
Okay, so he was removing
he kept the troops hidden.
But even then, like, nothing actually hindered us.
Yeah, it just we were just able to keep sort of things under control and win very quickly.
I do not think this would happen again if we played again.
Yeah, I think
we would struggle. But I think also we got a lucky combination, because having always 2 move is useful, and you getting to start at the bottom of the deck, that's... I mean, you can see the 5s are there.
Yeah.
That's really good.
That was extremely helpful. I mean, yeah, maybe...
Although, a couple of times you did get low numbers, so...
I will be interested when I come back to editing this series, whether or not I think that the incorrect use of our relics had a massive impact. But what I would venture is that because I played quite a lot of 2-player games. I've played quite a lot of castle defense games as well, and I think to draw on an example actually of one you've played, to a sort of weird extent, Spirit Island's a castle defense, and I've played a lot of Spirit Island, and I really really like it a lot, and Spirit Island is the kind of game that you can sort of rig to be very easy and rig to be very difficult, depending on how you set it up at the outset, which is I think, the kind of thing you want from this kind of game. And what I like about Spirit Island is it's got a little chart that tells you if you set this up this way, it will be more or less difficult for you.
They also have the individual spirits have a difficulty meter on them.
Exactly. So you know how much sort of intellectual challenge you'll have, or how difficult it will be for you to figure out the good moves. I don't know if maybe there's... I mean, I think maybe just what needs to happen is like draw the top 5 cards of the event deck, shuffle 1 Colossus card into them, shuffle the last 2 into the remaining cards, put the 5 cards back on top.
Because then you know for a fact he's coming out in the first 5 or 6.
Yeah, it sort of guarantees that he'll at least activate immediately, and that gives you sort of a sense of urgency, like, do I run over to the Colossus and investigate him early game? Because this did feel a lot... And reading the rulebook as well, you can tell there's that the IKEA Ion rulebook is, like, really well done for a prototype, a pre-Kickstarter prototype. It was pretty solid, and we didn't have a lot of questions. Whereas with this, there was a bunch of stuff we missed, and there was a lot of stuff that I think warranted a bit more clarification.
Yeah, and just
there was a lot of phrasing like when you activate a region, look at the 2 adjacent regions, and there was more than 2, stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean the thing that got me the most that I was really worried about was being able to trade to get the color, but because it's not written in the area of the book where that action's explained, it's like 2 pages over. So that worried me thinking back on it, but as far as I can tell, we played it right. I would like to play this again and see how much of a change it is. Maybe have different characters. So we're going to randomly draw them, but with different ones, how much more potent would it be? Because I don't know.
I thought this was okay. It's not as good as Spirit Island. It's
an interesting concept. I like the idea that it's 2 games you've got that work completely fine by themselves, and this is a bonus game that you can choose to play if you want to, and it's kind of a continuation of the story, and that appeals to me.
Yeah, what I like is that you've got these 2 competitive games that come together to give you another cooperative game, and it's a solid cooperative game. There's not anything here that sort of wows me. I'm not like, this is the mechanism that makes The Fall a really good or interesting cooperative game. It's a solid game. It's got some interesting analysis. To be fair, this is a pre-Kickstarter prototype. As a proof of concept, there's a very solid base here.
Yeah.
I'd love to see them do something a bit more interesting with the final rule set, but I don't know what they could do or if they can do it. We didn't get to see all the monsters come out. The monsters might add more interesting dynamic elements. I'm not sure. I'm also not sure how it would scale with more players.
Well, this is the thing, because part of the advantage was we could drop down two colours worth of fortresses. I only dropped 1 because you were taking care of the rest. But I feel that with characters that move around less, that's a lot more important, because it's giving you free movement. Because the usual conundrum you've got is, do I move first because that's the furthest I can move, or do I knowingly only move 1? And the fortress is the only way you get around that. You can't do it any other way. So I think that comes up a lot more in higher player groups, because you will have more fortresses to drop, and people will be independently dropping them around. So you can try to make a plan, but if someone goes, I need this here because it's convenient for me later, they'll do it.
The thing about having more players is that the only massive big difference is that is this, right?
Yeah.
Each player needs to have one of these. So if you're playing a 4-player game,
you need to share your quorum a lot more effectively.
Yeah, you need to be using the city a lot more. But then again, you've got so many more actions as well.
I mean, I like this. I like this game. I do think it's fun. And the practice game we had was so different to this. I wondered just how lucky we got on camera. because we struggled a lot more.
Yeah, yeah.
So maybe this was just the far end of the spectrum, and
A blessing.
yeah, good going us. We managed to get lucky because, I mean, next combat cards were actually pretty. Wow, that was actually pretty good. Still, yeah. I was expecting these to play out a bit worse because in one of the practice goes, I just drew 1, 1, 2. I was like, I needed at least 6.
Yeah, those combat cards are extremely swingy.
Yeah, which is the point because it's you spend them you spend your coin one at a time to then see, do I need to get the next one? And I like the overkill mechanic.
But I think actually being able to allowing you to do that sort of perfectly actually is less interesting.
Yeah,
I think if they forced you to commit a certain amount of quome
and you either
first,
pass or fail,
and then you either pass or fail, would make it would give you a much more sort of interesting assessment to make.
Yeah.
Whereas because you've got perfect information, although it allows you to save the quome, it makes it easier.
Oh yeah,
and it gives you perfect information.
Yeah, I see your point there.
You know, but
maybe that'll change.
Yeah, like I said, this is a solid base and a good proof of concept, and it's as a combination of 2 games. You don't buy this; you buy the other 2, and then you've got a third game just for free. That's really cool.
Yeah,
you know, that's so. And this is not as a sort of extra bonus thing. This is an amazing add-on.
Yeah,
you know, it's an amazing additional thing to have. I've got. If someone said, let's play Castle Defense, I don't think I would get this out. I've got other Castle Defense games that I think are better. But if we had Mystia out, or we had Icon out, and we were playing them anyway, or, you know, I was going away somewhere and I wanted to bring heavy games, and I could bring 2 games and get 3 out of it. You know, and that's not to be
sniffed at.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not too bad for learning. It's relatively simple. The other Castle Defense games are more complex, more of a bear to teach.
I would say that in the fact that the other 2 are so competitive,
the other 2 versions.
Yeah, so it's one of those things of having played 2 competitive games, your same game group can go, and now we'll finish on a cooperative one.
Yeah, it's quite nice. You've got Icon set up, you've just finished playing, and you're like, no, let's just play this fun joint game. Yeah. I would point out that setting up this game is a bit of a bear because of...
you're taking bits out of 2 boxes, and you've got to remember where they go.
Yeah, it's kind of a pain.
And the big thing I'd say is, please colour match, please.
Yeah, for the love of God, colour match the player components in the final versions. But I'm sure that they will.
Yeah, I don't see that not happening.
Yeah, I'm sure that they will. They've already obviously planned the fall from the original Mystia campaign, because there is a component that comes with Mystia, which is this little bag that you don't use in Mystia and you do use in the fall. Furthermore, all of the islands have this blank side, which is only used in the fall as well. So I think they had this in mind. Although, you know, they do... Basically, the reason you flip over these islands is so that you don't have the resource symbols, which is nice, but you still need this symbol, so they should have kept that on both sides.
I mean, they probably
didn't know that far in advance how this was going to work, so that's fine.
Yeah. Overall, I want to play it again. It'd be nice to get larger play groups, see how it goes, or even just 2 of us.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
So that's our thoughts on the fall, and I hope you guys aren't too mad that we messed up those relics in the early rounds. But I honestly, the fact that we managed to defeat the Colossus before he even got a Colossus card out, is just a sheer stroke of good luck.
I'd like to say it was genius, but I would be lying to everyone.
Yeah. Oh well, I feel I honestly the fact that this was our experience in this game actually is a detriment for this game to me, because I wouldn't want to go through all the rigmarole of setting it up and then kind of just cakewalk it like this.
To be honest, I kind of feel like this was the universe giving us a win.
It just feels, but, you know, that's not satisfying.
I know, but...
You know, like a pity victory.
Some of us had a late night, okay?
It's true. So the universe understood that, and it was like, they're there. They're there.
We know you're sleep deprived. But yeah, no, that's...
Cool, well, I hope that has given you guys a useful insight into the fall and how it works. I mean, even though you didn't get to see the Colossus go... like I said, he just activates a monster. They do a bunch of damage to the city. He drops out some parasites. You basically just ignore these, and he always does the same thing. He spawns out some parasites on the board. Then he moves around the board edge along these nodes that don't touch the craters. And then he does an amount of damage based on the number of parasites on the board, and
the amount of
and the cumulative strength of the monsters on the island.
Yeah.
So in this case, for example, he'd do 10 because Koro has 6, and there'd be 2 parasites here and here.
Yep.
Which is 4. So so you have to take care of those monsters because if they build up, it can get to the point where he's doing like an enormous number of damage to the city. And like I said, there's only about 15 cards in this deck or something, and or 14. I think it's just 14. And 3 of them are the Colossus. So really, you should be expecting to see him at least a couple of times before the deck resets.
There was a reason we went after the monster straight away, and it's because we know that we couldn't afford that hit randomly coming out.
But then, fortunately, we didn't have to deal with it.
I mean, the thing is, if we hadn't seen the fact of the Colossus not moving, we'd have gone after Kuro as well. Because we had the... I mean, instead of investigating the Colossus, I'd have gone to the island and gone, I've got a lot of reds, die.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it just kind of got to the point where you'd investigated him so many times it seemed like...
He was thoroughly investigated by my professional detective agency.
There we go, Teleron, Master Investigator. And anyway, so I hope that's given you guys some insight into the game, and whether this is something that is interesting to you, or whether the addition of this will help inform you about backing Icon on Kickstarter. And whether you want to include Misty in your pledge if you don't have it already. But we hope to be of some value in that sense. And thank you for coming on this adventure with us. We've had a good time.
We hope
Ollie
you
would
have
play
too.
it again. I would play it again if it came to the table. I have no problem with playing this game, even if it's not my first choice.
So join us next time for another crazy adventure. We might even have rescued Michael. Maybe.
See ya. Bye. That's crazy. That was an hour and a half shoot for
Can't
4
believe.
episodes.
I mean, I want to say that we didn't...
I want to say we must have done something wrong. But we didn't rig it.
No, but you know what I mean? Like, we've done something so badly that we've just skewed it utterly in our favour.